Since boards have become much more vital for companies' futures, they're much more at the table with the top executives and making things happen and deciding on strategy and a place to go. Vital in my view, and the co-authors of this book as well, that every director in the room has to bring a lot. They've got to be able to think about the strategy, the central idea that drives the firm. They've got to think about what makes for a great executive. They've got to be able to develop talent. Everybody has to bring all that into the room. Some are great at monitoring, some are very focused on financial issues, but every board member these days has to be, in effect, a kind of a partner with top management to get the job done. In an era past, when boards were more ceremonial, a poorly contributing member of the board or a dysfunctional member, somebody who was really kind of pulling the board down, we didn't care so much about that because the damage was not significant. These days, because boards have become vital for a company's well-being, for its strategy, for setting the direction, every member in that room really does have to pull his or her weight. Put that in the negative, if somebody is not contributing, or even worse, if they are disrupting the flow of the room, the impact on value, the impact of the employees, the impact on the firm, much more significant. Thus, boards, certainly in many countries now, have become more vigilant over their own members. And if a member is not bringing a lot to the table, it may be good to talk to that director about their services being needed more elsewhere. If a director is also more disruptive, even dysfunctional in the boardroom, incumbent upon the board as an act of leadership to help that person move on and bring a very strong person into that boardroom. Harder if a company is still family controlled or in some way involving other family members on the board. Nobody can fire a brother, a sister, a mother in that sense. But most boards, even with family members there, have non-family members, and it's really important for those non-family members, every last one, to bring a lot to the boardroom. So I'd worry more about the non-family members, are they all contributing, than family members. Family members, by definition, are contributing a lot as a family member. We certainly have had our share of scams in the United States as well. The Lehman board should have prevented its failure. The Enron board should have prevented its scandal. And as we take negative extreme cases, it is such a reminder that having vigilant people in the room who know what's happening under the surface, have a way of identifying what's going wrong, are able to pick great leaders to run the company, that becomes vital, as we know from when companies have failed, and the board in that sense is a contributing factor. So to put that in the more affirmative form here, we need great directors on boards because there is the danger of failure, of fraud, of misdirection in the negative sense. In the more affirmative sense, we need great strategy. We need to have a great compelling idea. We need great people working there. When boards were ceremonial, they didn't have much impact on all the above. Today, now that boards are increasingly partners with top management, it is vital for the board to be there, to understand, to know, to guide, to lead.